It is really an honour and a pleasure to be here to launch the Future Leaders Transition Year programme with the GAA, joint initiative between the GAA and the Professional Development Service for Teachers. It's a really unique project for TY and a cross-curricular one, and as Ginny said there, designed to encourage maturity, responsibility and leadership in pupils. And as part of that, we hope it'll give pupils the knowledge and the skills to support all the roles that they are going to need to fulfil in the effective staging of Gaelic games. And that's no mean feat at all, and one that first and foremost will develop great leadership skills, culminating of course, as the lads were saying here, in the organisation and the running of a GAA Super Games Centre for the younger students in the school. My name is Ciara and I'm the Director of the PDST, the Professional Development Service for Teachers, and really what we do is we provide training and professional development for teachers in all areas of teaching, learning and assessment and the school curriculum. So we work directly with teachers with a view that hopefully that will enhance the work that they do with students. But we are all teachers, we all belong to schools, and that's where our roots are. And our involvement in the Future Leader programme began in this building last January. Seamus, I think it was the 9th of January? Yeah, here in Croke Park, when the Director of Dublin West Education Centre, my colleague Gerard McHugh, asked me before Christmas would I attend a meeting here on the 9th of January with Seamus and Jimmy and Dennis and Pat. And it was discussed possibilities around a transition year initiative that was already up and running in a number of schools. I think it was 25 schools or something like that. And I didn't really know what to expect when I came to the meeting at all. I didn't know what to expect from the conversation. And it really began around ways in which the PDST will be able to help the GAA to align its modular resources with the curriculum and with TY. And that was fine. But as the coffee flowed and the dialogue and the chat unfolded, the potential and the possibilities that became apparent were so much more and so much richer. Because as I saw what modules were on offer here, I started to think, these are all the key areas of priority that we in the PDST work with, right? Particularly around the area of physical literacy and fundamental movement skills. We promote that through the work of our PE teams, and we're currently in the throes of a major national design and delivery of programmes at primary and post-primary in physical literacy and fundamental movement skills. And the pillars of the Future Leaders programme lends themselves so well to the embedding of physical literacies, because the core philosophies of physical literacy is made really explicit and meaningful in a cross-curricular way. So that was one thing I mentioned, and I know the cross-curricular way and that whole idea of embedding physical literacy across that was very much part of your vision, all in terms of where you wanted this to go, and that's really, really clear in the mission statement. And I just want to commend you for having that broad vision for sport in the context of other areas of learning. Well done. But I noticed in the module that several areas, like I said, of our work in PDST, digital strategy, e-folios, STEM, maths, science, home economics, literacy, wellness, business, and as I said, the use of formative assessment using electronic portfolios, all of those were ripe for exploration within the context of this project. So the plan evolved from there, and beginning from an idea where we would simply advise with regard to the content of the resources, it developed into the training of teachers across all of these areas in a context of this project and assisting them to delivering it within the context of TY in school. Transition year. I've learned an awful lot about transition year. I'm a primary school teacher, but I've learned an awful lot about transition year since I got this job. And what I've learned is it's such a fertile experimentation ground for schools. Schools who are seeking to explore and adapt new things and take on things like this. And we know that transition year was set up to fundamentally encourage self-directed and individualised approach to learning, inherent, for example, in what we now see in the junior cycle skills, and the skills that students can bring forward into the senior cycle. and the development of the future leaders in this project through a significant range of skills that Owen outlined there is tailor-made, I believe, for that agenda. And since that meeting, almost a year ago now, in January, I have to say I've had very little to do with this project. That was really the beginning and the end of my involvement. Because after that, I went back to my team and I floated it by Ms. Rachel Farrell, who's probably highly worshipped, there she is. And I have to give a special mention to Rachel. She's left us, but she hasn't left us, and for that I'm very grateful. This is a lady who is like a magnet to innovative work. Innovative work attracts itself to Rachel, and Rachel attracts herself to innovative work. And like the fully charged magnet that Rachel is when it comes to innovative work, she ran with this, and she permeated it across the advisors on the team that had the expertise in all those areas that Owen outlined there, from PE to business to literacy to STEM to transition year. And she arranged with those advisors, Fergal, Enda, Keane, Anne and Brendan, they took the programme and they arranged the training for the school in each of the modules. And I want to give a special word to Fergal Lyons, who's here today, because Fergal is our resident champion of physical literacy and fundamental movement skills in the PDST. And it would be remiss of me not to give Fergal a special word, because his stamp in terms of physical literacy and remaining true to the core principles of physical literacy is throughout this programme as well, and it's very evident. So Rachel and Fergal, I just want to give a very, very special thanks to the two of you, please. And I want to sincerely thank Jared McHugh. Is Dennis here today? Dennis, how are you? Yeah, Dennis, you remember, really, Jared's not here today, but Jared McHugh is the director of Dublin West Education Centre who manages the PDST. Jared, as Dennis will know, has a gift for recognising valuable partnerships and alliances. He just has a flair of identifying where people will work well together. And he sets meetings like that up, and then he steps back and he lets it happen without taking any real credit at all for the kind of relationships that he builds up and the central role he has in initiating these things. So I do want to acknowledge Jared there. And of course our colleagues here in the GAA. Seamus Woods, Chair of the Post-Primary Schools Committee. Dennis from Mayo here, a former colleague of ours in the Education Centre as well. Jimmy Darcy, Owen Hanley, of course, National Coordinator. Colin Hanley, Garrett Coyle, Peter Byrne, Sean Kelly, Aoife O'Brien, Ronan Flynn and Pat Daly, the GAA Director of Games Development and Research, and Porrick Duffy Arts through her, who I know will also support this project. And a very special welcome to another man who I got to step in with a photo today, John Horan, incoming President of GAA. We're looking forward to working with you, John, on this. Thank you all in the GAA for this opportunity for us to partner with such a celebrated and respected national institution that is the GAA. An institution that has done magnificent work for communities and young people since its inception in the 1800s. We're honoured and privileged to be part of what you do. It's an association that we want to develop and nurture into the future. So thank you for that. And I want to say a special word to the teachers and the schools and the students that are here today before I stop. The willingness and the commitment, folks, of Irish teachers is humbling and inspiring. We work with them every day. And teachers adopt projects like this. They don't have to. They're under no obligation to go the extra mile with projects like this. They've no obligation at all to engage in such work, but they do it. They do it because they care, and they know that students learn best when they are interested, when they're motivated, when they're enthused, and when they're excited. And they also recognise that not all students thrive in a traditional learning environment. Teachers provide opportunities like this for their students to give space to other talents and interest, opportunities for success beyond the tests, beyond the exams, opportunities for success through innovative learning opportunities like this. Teaching is, I believe, indisputably a moral profession. It is a commitment of the head, but it's absolutely a commitment of the heart as well. And we're all here because teaching is a moral business. There's a lot of teachers in this room, And I think we all share one thing: we have an image of good society, and we're motivated by a real need to make a difference. It's why we joined the profession in the first place. So I just want the teachers to know today how much you matter, because change and innovation does not happen and can't happen in schools or in society without you. You're the people who bring things like this to life in schools, in PE halls, on pitches, in laboratories and in the classrooms. And there's no national strategy or policy imperative that will happen without teachers. Schools don't improve without teachers, and although a lot of people might say that students learn despite teachers, most students learn because of them, and not just because of what you do, but the way you do it, rooted in purpose and moral ethics. And finally, I want to congratulate the students who are going to be the real drivers of this initiative in school. I had a lovely conversation down there. It's Aquilin, Chloe and Cueva, the 3 C's. I'm going to call you from now on. Kira, so that's number 4. Up since 5:30 this morning, after a sleepover in one of the granny's house last night, is that right? Yeah, so I had a great chat with the girls down there on the pitch, and even within those few seconds, had a sense of the calibre of the young leaders who will be at the very centre of this work. Students, you're going to be part of something really special. You're going to drive this in your school. You're going to be the ones who inspire the younger students, your fellow students in school, to be like you, to be the future leaders. And I was listening there to Owen, and when he said other positions on your slide there, you're going to have great autonomy and creative freedom to take this where you feel it can go. So it's not just going to be a top-down thing, it's going to be very much rooted in how students see this going. And you're going to take this in a direction that none of us ever envisaged or thought of. And this is what TY and this is what projects like this are all about. So I just want to say how proud and privileged I am to be standing here today and to be in the company of the GAA, of my own fantastic team, of the great teachers of this country and the future leaders of students. Thank you very much.